Hey guys, I'm going to show you some tips and tricks about the Oregon Trail the game. First, when you get to the website, click Start. As soon as it loads, go ahead and click Make Full Screen at the bottom. Make sure to click on the screen so you can have access and use the mouse on that screen. You can click on Introduction, look for some tips and tricks about the game. And to start the game, you just need to click Travel. And it's going to tell you you are about to begin a great adventure traveling the Oregon Trail across the rugged landscape of North America. Your covered wagon, pulled by a team of oxen, will travel from Independence, Missouri to the fertile Willamette Valley of the Oregon Territory, a journey of approximately 2,000 miles. Before you set off on the trail, register your name and the names of your members of your wagon party and your occupation. After that, you'll need to buy supplies and make other important decisions. Good luck. So you're gonna hit new game because none of you have played this before, hopefully, and you're going to choose an occupation. And when you choose an occupation, you need to think about the people who will help you the most as you travel the trail. Like maybe if you get sick, being a doctor would be a good job. Maybe if you're looking for food, being a farmer would be a good job. Maybe if your wagon breaks down, being a saddle maker would be a good job. Maybe if you have trouble with your wagon or other things, being a blacksmith would be a good job. Maybe if you want to start with a lot of money, you should be a banker or a merchant. And teachers are always great, but in this game, they're actually not a good character to pick. If you pick help, it will show you what the occupation is, how much money they start with, and their special advantages. However, the less advantages, the more bonuses you get at the end, as you can see over here. So once you pick your occupation, go ahead and name your wagon. And then you can pick the people in your wagon. I'm going to put Mr. Perkins, Mr. Foyle, Miss Fellow, oh, Miss Rebel, that's what it will be, and Bobby. All right. And once you're happy with the people in your wagon who are going on the trip with you and your name and the occupation, I'm gonna pick the blacksmith because if something breaks down, I want him to be able to fix it. So, or I want to be able to fix it. Hit OK. This is gonna take you to the general store. You need to buy supplies and goods before you leave. Are what pulls your wagon, so I'm gonna get at least four of them. And then clothing, obviously you need clothes. Some of these things you can buy on the trail. Bullets are important for food, so I'm gonna get 25 boxes. There's 20 bullets in a box. And then spare wagon wheels, I'm gonna get the max amount you can get, which is three. And same with wagon axles, and same with the wagon tongues. This is what you attach to the animals that pull the wagon. And then food, I'm gonna start out with 350 or 350 pounds of food. You actually can hunt on your wagon trail, and you can actually buy food when you make it to a town. So these are my numbers. You can decide more or less based on your opinion. And if you need help or on deciding that, you can click here. I'm going to hit buy, and that's going to take me to the next page. Now we're almost ready to travel the trail. We have to decide when we're going to leave. If we leave too early, there won't be enough grass for the oxen because it'll be still snowy outside. If you leave too late, you might get to the mountains and it's already winter again. So it's very treacherous if you try that. If you leave at just the right time, there will be green grass and mild weather. So I always suggest leaving in April or May. You could leave in March. You'd have a really early start. You could go slow, or you could leave in June or July, and you'd have to go very fast. So I'm gonna say April. And now we're traveling the trail. This is where the trail started. Was Independence, Missouri, and you can do a couple things before you get started. One, you can look at the map. This is how far you have to go. You're down here. You got to get all the way to this west side. If you need help, you can look at the guide to see the status and the health of your wagon train. You can look there and your supplies. You can set your rations. Filling means they're going to eat well every day. Meager means they're going to eat okay. And bare bones means they're only eating to survive. So if you do this one, you might have less health. And then you can buy stuff if you're in a town, but we already did that, so we don't need to buy any more things. So um, the way you get started is you hit continue down here. And now this is you traveling the trail, and you'll slowly see a red line developing. And as you come across obstacles on the trail, you have to make decisions. So here he comes. He's coming up to a river. Also, you could click on pace and set it as steady, strenuous, which means kind of fast, and grueling, which means real fast. I'm going to change it to grueling and see what happens. So we made it to our first obstacle, a river crossing. And since it's still pretty early, the river might be deep. At the river crossing, you're going to hit continue to see what the options are. You can attempt to ford the river, you can chalk the wagon, which means make it float across, or you can take the ferry. It says it's 643 feet wide and 6.5 feet deep. I think I'm gonna chalk the wagon and float it. That's kind of a dangerous choice, but I don't want to pay the $5, and I think it's too deep to ford the river. Let's see, here we go. Am I gonna be successful? Ooh, we made it. Sometimes, if it's really deep or really wide, your wagon falls over and one of your party members of your wagon might drown. Oh, here's another river. There's a lot of rivers in the first part of the journey. So let's see what happens when I get to this river. Okay, I'm going to hit continue. This river is only 5 feet deep. I'm going to attempt to ford the river, which means just drive across it. Let's see what happens. Oh, no, it was deeper than 5 feet. So now, ooh, Mr. Perkins drowned, and I lost two of my four oxen. That's a pretty big deal. If you lose all of them, then you're game over because you can't get anywhere on the trail. Oh, morning dead. The dog's crying. All right, let's hit continue. And now we're traveling the trail again. One last thing I want to show you before I let you do it on your own is you can actually hunt as well. So this is a good way to get food in kind of a fun way. And so you sit out here and you wait and you shoot at the animals that come across. The small ones are kind of hard to hit. Oh, here's a big buffalo. I'm gonna got him. And so you can keep hunting, but you can only carry a certain amount of pounds back to the wagon. So I think that buffalo is gonna be enough. I'm gonna hit end. And then it says right here, you shot 478 pounds of food. You're only able to carry 200 pounds of food back. So hit OK, and now keep going. So there's no sense in wasting your bullets. So that's the Oregon Trail. See if you can make it to the end and see what your high score is.